Well, Michael Bociurkiw is a global affairs analyst and former Asia Times journalist who's interviewed Dr. Mahathir at length in the past. He joins me now from New York. Welcome, Michael. I mean, how extraordinary do you find it that Anwar Ibrahim, former arch-rival of Dr. Mahathir, is now on the verge of a royal pardon and potentially becoming Prime Minister?
Well, Karin, this is nothing short of a political thriller. I don't think the creative minds in Hollywood could have scripted a more riveting story. But yeah, I think it shows that Mahathir has realized his mistakes, that he's showing contrition by allowing Anwar back into the political fold, his political rehabilitation. But actions will speak louder than words on this one. Mahathir has promised a 2-year kind of transition period before Anwar comes in. And don't forget, in the meantime, we may see another incredible development. Anwar's wife, who fought so hard on behalf of her husband, she may become Deputy Prime Minister next to Mahathir.
And talking about Dr. Mahathir himself, I mean, you wrote back in 2003 a very long political obituary of him. How are you viewing this moment now?
Well, it goes to show you have to be careful when you write political obituaries. I never thought we would see the day when Mahathir returns to power. But I think, Karin, we started to see signals in the past few months, Mahathir intervening more, commenting more, criticizing his predecessor. There's one thing about Dr. Mahathir. He's pretty squeaky clean when you compare him to other leaders in Southeast Asia. And there's one thing he does hate is corruption, because of course it gives the country a bad name, it deters foreign investment. So, I'll give you one quick anecdote. There's one reason why every bureaucrat, including Mahathir, including the Prime Minister, wears a name tag. It's because if someone asked you for a handout who works in government, you're able to identify him. That's why Mahathir put that forth.
Right. I mean, there were many who spoke of his faults then. They talked about his authoritarianism, his lack of regard for human rights. Has he changed now? Has he mellowed into a kind of grandfather of the nation figure, or is he essentially just the same?
Well, it needs to be said that while he was still in power up until 2003, the treatment of Anwar was absolutely disgusting. Anwar and him fell out over the measures imposed to, protect Malaysia from the economic crisis. But, the other thing we have to remember about Anwar and what happened to him under Mahathir's watch is he got severely beaten. He is not in good health. But I think now, if you look at the public statements from Mahathir, he's mellowed, he's apologized. And the fact that he's aligned so much with the opposition is an incredible, incredible development. So, yeah, I think he has come quite a long way in that regard.
We also saw that a huge number of young people voted for a 92-year-old. What was behind that, do you think?
I think there were three main things. One was a very punishing goods and services tax. The other was the corruption scandal under Najib, which made Malaysia, according to friends of mine in Malaysia, made Malaysia look again like a third world country. And then also the return of Islamic fundamentalism. You're seeing, for example, the building of more mosques in rural areas, supposedly funded by Saudi money, and also very strict laws and regulations, rollback on freedom of the press. And, it's ironic because the big fear with Anwar when he was Deputy Prime Minister that he would become a harsh Islamicist, but now he's coming in as kind of a reformer, someone who will boost the Malaysian economy and return it to where it was before.
Michael, thank you very much. Michael Bociurkiw, former Asia Times journalist in Malaysia, joining us from New York.